good viewers, do you know that real estate investing, even on a very small scale, remain a tried and true means of building an individual cash flow and wealth? This is the word of Robert Kiyosaki. My name is Malam Bashir Yusuf. I'm the MD and CEO of Estate Co Nigeria Limited. Today I'll be taking through how to create a generational wealth through land banking in Nigeria. What is land banking? Land banking is an investment strategy of buying land, a prime land in an undeveloped or semi-developed location, with the intention of holding it to the point of maturity and sell for higher profits. This investment strategy has been around for a while, and a lot of people have been using it to build wealth globally. Land banking is a genuine means of investing that can guarantee you more profit on investment than an average real estate investment. Land banking has a lot of opportunities and benefits, which I'll be discussing with you in a couple of minutes now. Number one is that land banking can be used as your retirement plan. When you are working actively today, definitely we should plan for retirement. As we are growing older, we will not be able to as active as we are today, even if you are working for yourself. So that is very important for us to start planning for retirement age now. When you start banking land, maybe on 2 years interval, make sure you bank a land every 2 years. By the time you retire, you must be able to lay your hand on several number of land that you can be selling and raise money for yourself. In fact, when you sell the land you have bought back, for instance, back 20 years ago, you'll be able to earn a lot of money, and you can also take from that land, from the money you earn, to reinvest in another land. So another key thing that land bank can do for you is that land banking can be used to secure the future of your children. Imagine you start investing on your child, banking land for him when he was 5 years. As time he or she continues to grow older, the land will continue to grow in value. So you can decide to sell the land to sponsor her education. Maybe by the time she's turning 18, you can sell the land to sponsor her education abroad or raise money for her to start a business. Number three thing that land banking can do for you is that it can be used to raise capital for your business. As you all know that the collateral has been the major problem for a lot of people that make them not to be able to access funds from financial institutions. But if you have land that you have banked for a year with good document, such thing can be used as a collateral to raise more funds for your business. So if you are planning to expand your business in the next 10 years, go and bank a genuine land today, so by that time you can be able to use the document as a collateral to access loan from financial institution. Number four thing that land bank can do for you is that land bank is highly profitable. When you're thinking of investment where you can put in your money and be ready to earn maximum return on investment, please go for land banking, because you will be able to earn maximum amount of money through it. Let me just tell you a simple story of one of my clients who bought the land in 1992 for just 2,000 naira. He bought the land in 1992 for just 2,000 naira, and he has also to sell the land in 2018. Can you imagine how much we sold the land? We sold the land, he bought 2,000 naira for 2 million naira. Wow, that is very fantastic. That is what land banking can do for you. He sold the land times 1,000 of what he has invested on the land. So land banking is highly profitable. Last benefit I will be discussing with you on land banking is that land banking requires minimal startup capital. Yes, as much as you can be able to invest in land banking with billions of naira, millions of naira, even if with your thousands of naira, you can be able to start land banking. It depends on your investment goal and the kind of plan you set for yourself. So why can't you make a try of land banking today? Now let me discuss with you briefly how you can create generational wealth through land banking. If you want to use land banking to create generational wealth, that means you must start thinking of how to do it right. So because if you are buying property, you should be thinking of it in two ways. Either you think of it as if you are buying prospect, or the other way as if you are buying problem. So the first thing you have to consider when you are banking your land is to bank a genuine land. If you are banking a genuine land, you'll be able to fall in back to it at any point in time. It's a long-term investment, you think, because land banking is a long-term investment strategy. So you should be thinking of buying the right property that is genuine, because in real estate there are another two things to be considered whenever you want to buy property. As much as we have to consider the viability, how profitable the investment is, then the most important thing that is very paramount is the authenticity and genuineness of the property you want to buy. So if you're banking your land, the first thing to consider is that bank it the right way and bank the right and genuine land. The second thing is to bank in the area that has prospect of growth. When you're banking your land, you always consider that you are banking it in the area that has prospect of growth. It's not a problem if you are banking a land in an undeveloped location or semi-developed location. In fact, it's even more better if you are planning of having a long-term investment plan for your business. So if you are banking a land in an area that has part of growth, that means you are coming back to a land in the next 5 years, you are going to have maximum value appreciation on your land. And there are key things you have to consider whenever you want to think of choosing a location. So thirdly, when you're backing your land, make sure you protect and secure the land. How can you secure land? Assuming the land you're buying has not been surveyed, make sure you survey it. Survey is just like a birth certificate for the land that will describe how your land is and make it registered with the government. So make sure your land is surveyed. If your land has been surveyed before, make sure you get a land surveyor that can assist you in reading the coordinates on the paper to determine if that land is the same land you are inspecting. So another thing when you are trying to secure land is to ensure that you conclude the process of transfer of ownership. No matter how close you are to the person that's selling the land to you, it may be your father, your sister, your brother, your boss in office. The key thing is to make sure that you conclude the process of transfer of ownership. Number 3 is to try as much as possible to process the higher document on the land if it has no reliable title document. Maybe if you have been given a deed of assignment, make sure you process a further document to secure and enhance the value of the land. Another way to secure land is to take possession immediately. If you are buying the land, make sure you take possession immediately. You can as well get the land leased out to some people that are using it, and that will even give you opportunity to access some cash flow from the rental being paid to you by the tenant that occupying your land. For instance, if you have a land in an undeveloped, semi-developed location, you can think of giving it to people that want to use it for mechanic workshop. They be using it, giving you passive income through the rent, and they will also serve as security for that your land. So yes, the 4th thing that you have to do if you want to do your land banking rights so that it can be used as an instrument that can create a generational wealth for you is to make sure that you add value to your land. How can you do this? Part of the way to add value is by, maybe if you are buying a land in a semi-developed location, you can decide to make a perimeter fence. And another way to add value to the land is to process further documentation, document that can enhance the value of the land and make it more secured. So number 5 thing that you have to do when you want to make land banking as a generational, to create a generational wealth for you, is to make sure that you nurture the land to maturity. A lot of time when people are banking land, they'll be rushing to sell. No, make sure the factors that you have anticipated to come to the location has been coming, then the value of the property has been appreciating. You can even wait until when it gets to peak, so that when other land when the location has been fully occupied, maybe it's just only your land in that location, that will give it more value, because people will be running after you to buy that your land from you. So if you can exercise some patience enough, be able to sell your land at a maximum higher value. So finally, whenever you want to think of investing in land banking, try to engage a professional. Engaging professional will assist you to solve a lot of problems, so that you can be able to back it right. Because buying land in Nigeria, it is not as easy as it sounds. It involves a lot of things, because banking land in Nigeria is not very easy. You have to learn and know what you have to afford, and afford it in the right way. So anytime you are thinking of banking your land, real estate, Estate Co Nigeria Limited will be ready to support you and assist you in doing this. You can click the link you see after this video to join our community, so that I can be able to get you the tailor-made real estate investment portfolio that can guarantee you success in Nigeria. So don't forget to reach out to us your next real estate investment deal so that I can be able to guide you and support you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.